Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a new Idle Huntress video. This video is going to cover the first anniversary events and then the Zhou Yu Showcase. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So first we have the free packs here. Once again, you know my opinion on them, pretty bad, except the $5 and the $15 packs are actually very good in terms of the amount of scrolls you get. Obviously, the packs that you get from Lost Garden are now the best packs in terms of dollars per scroll. But here you go. As you can see, the $50 pack is pretty bad because you're still getting only 100 Omni Shards and then 15 scrolls. You're getting another 20 rolls worth of crystals, but still, you know, give or take, the Battle Pass systems are still pretty good in terms of value and the best value. Here we can see for the anniversary shop, there is a discounted shop. It has got a lot of coin purchases that you can do. Always do the gold ones because they're gold. You have plenty of that. But also if you have a lot of crystals, if you did not use all of them to roll on Zhou Yu, which we'll get into later, then you have Chance Plus tickets to grab, and then 10 Light Dart tickets to grab for a discounted price, obviously. And then we have Thor coming out, and right now we have Date coming out. So definitely good grabs to get if you aren't trying to save your crystals for next month's Fortune Cat, right? So next we have here your same old spend events for the top-up events, you know, for crystals, and then actual money. So definitely, if you do plan to spend for Zhou or to get scrolls for Prometheus that is going to come after Zhou in 2 weeks, then you might as well go ahead and spend. Sadly, the event is very lackluster, and I'm actually very disappointed in the devs right now. I'm surprised they didn't just recycle the old event, but I'll get into that in a bit. But first, here we have the Dragon Monsoon, and this is just a augmented snake event that you usually see. You're gonna have your bench flooded with enemy snakes. They're not gonna do anything. They're just flooding your spaces so you can't get like summons off. And then his bench is also flooded with snakes. We're gonna have Don Key in the back to get her the team's attack bonus up because she has to be attacked back there. And then we have Chiome just getting extra things, but until those other snakes are dead, all of them are immune, and he will wipe his own bench, and then Jin just gets to hammer away at him, which is great. If you have Thor, that's also fantastic. You can have her in the back, and then every time they attack her, even though she is stunned, she will get her lightning effect off, but you guys get the gist of it, right? Then you guys can see the rewards we can get based on how much damage you do. It is not a summation. It is the best attack of your 3 attacks, then gets... that's how much damage you receive to get those rewards. As we can see just me, the absolute monster of everybody up there. He has level 299 units, if not 300 by now. Absolute monster of a spender. Fantastic gameplay from him. So make sure to check out his attack to see what he was doing and what the top player looks like. Since all these servers are on this competition, you know, you'll see the biggest whales of the game, and we'll see who's the the deadliest of them all, right? Okay, so then, yep, if you occasionally play, you will get those little rewards and people just sending off the 20 thing. So I think we watch the clip here. Yep, we do. Here we see just me. He's got his monster units. He's going to show off Zhou Yu for us real quick ahead of my own showcase. But you can see Carmen, just an absolute beast. And then Date, because of her passive, does not get stunned and will not get stunned in that form. Will take a ton of hits. And then Zhou just nukes the board. And then Jin should just start using her EE and then just wail on that snake guy, right? Snake boss. And then Date does Date things, and right, so forth. You guys get it. We will move on. So yeah, you guys can take a look at the other hits, but as you can see, Zhou just out-damaged Jin by miles just by the pure DPS she will do, and I'll go over her kit in the second half of the video. If you guys want to skip the first anniversary breakdown event, then I will have timestamps, so you guys can go ahead and do that, but we will continue on. So here we have the traditional event room. We have this puzzle thing, which you'll see a clip. It is the dumbest, by far the dumbest minigame I have seen in this game. It is not broken or anything. It is just the most tedious and most ridiculous thing. You get 1 attempt every day. No matter how much you spend, you will not get more attempts, but you will get a chance once a day, and then you will get that book as well. And that book is going to help you shuffle the board when you need it. I do not end up using it, but you'll see it when we get to that part. But yep, no matter how much you spend, you cannot do it, so that's a shame, right? So here we have our daily login, you know, your traditional scrolls and Chance Plus tickets, and then Light Dark ticket at the very end. It's all right. Here we have your traditional puzzle. It's going to be 60 coins a square, and if you want to complete it now, you're going to have to spend a bunch of your crystals or spend money. I guess a lot of you guys are going to do that when you're rolling for Zhou anyway, so not to worry. And then as we see here, the exchange shop, very lackluster. Very disappointed. Just very disappointed with this event. Luckily, there's still Light Dark tickets. They could have been worse. But yep, so make sure to grab Light Dark tickets if you guys care about maxing out your Thors, and then get EE materials as need be, right? So here, this is the stupid block match minigame. I don't get it. I don't get who they coded it. It was an okay idea, but it's beyond the most tedious thing I've ever done. So the goal is to obviously match 3 and then clear the board 1 card at a time. You must have 3 to clear your board, and if you fill your board, the game is over. It doesn't even let you shuffle, doesn't even give you the option to use a shuffle. If you have filled your little tile set on the bottom, it kicks you out immediately, and you'll see that I fail by accident because, yeah, it's just dumb, right? So if you accidentally tap it by accident, you need to think ahead. Can I make 3 matches, you know, before I put girls on my board, right? And you'll have to think ahead, you know, grab 2, and then you open up a third for the third pair. But think ahead, you know, don't just randomly tap or you'll fail the event, and that's no worries. But yeah, it's dumb. This is sped up. This is 2.5 speed, and it took me, this was like a 7-minute clip, and I still bombed it. And here I'm just thinking, like, what the heck am I gonna do, right? Just gotta match these characters, and did this in the morning when I had my glasses on, so a couple times I had Pandora and Mobius flipped, so wasn't too nice on the eyes. But yeah, you just whittle away on the cards. I did the one-off. Definitely, I do suggest you save to get the 10 reward, or not, because if you fail it, you fail it, and you wasted your 10 tokens. So play it by ear, guys. But do think ahead. Don't just go ham on it. It will block you out as best as it can because it wants you to fail, obviously. So not very nice on that one. But yeah, nearing the end, there's just an absolute ton of cards. They should have halved it. Like, I don't get it. I don't get whose idea this was. I honestly don't get it. So here we get into a very difficult spot, and I failed at this point. There's just nothing I can do. Yeah, so I should not have filled that board. I should have worked a little slower on this, but there's nothing at this point that would have won it. I should have shuffled, but there you see, as soon as I filled my little board, that was that, and it kicked me out. So what a shame. So now let's go on to the Zhou Yu Showcase. Zhou Yu is the newest girl and the first girl for the anniversary event, and then after her in 2 weeks will be Prometheus. Now, these 2 girls are absolute powerhouses and are, like, they're fantastic by themselves, but even deadlier together, especially when they're obviously 6-starred. But before that, let's get right into Zhou's kit. Her first skill is going to be Sky Pillar. So this Sky Pillar at level 1 casts a pillar of flame on a 2x2 area with the most enemies, dealing magic damage equal to 800% attack with a 50% chance to add 1 stack of burn. Now at level 2, the damage increases to 1000 and 80% chance to add a burn mark, sorry about that. And then at level 3, 1200% attack, and then 100% chance to inflict a burn mark. So fantastic to burn teams, obviously. And then she's dealing a whopping 1200 damage percent attack on her first skill. Next is her Ultra skill, Phoenix on Fire. Level 1 attacks all enemies with Phoenix-shaped flames, dealing magic damage equal to 1000% attack, and then each stack of burn on the target causes the target to take additional magic damage equal to 100% of Zhou's attack. Now at level 2, the magic damage increases to 1300% attack, and the magic on the burn damage increases to 130% attack, and at level 3, the magic damage is now 1600% attack, and the additional magic damage is 160% attack. So, you know, not only is her first skill doing 1200 damage and applying those frost marks, her ultra skill on the next turn is going to be dealing an additional 1600 damage. Next is her first passive, Surging Enthusiasm. Level 1, at the start of every even number of rounds, Zhou enters Fever for 1 round. Now, Fever is going to dispel any debuffs on herself and reduces the chance to be sent flying by 100%, and you guys can read the rest. So Carmen has this as well as Prometheus, and then Takada, which is going to be an even further unit in the future. But now at level 2, increases final damage by 10% and cannot be dispelled when she is in Fever status. And at level 3, final damage increase is now 30%, and once again cannot be dispelled when she's in Fever status. Next is her stat passive, Academicism. So that was a mouthful, as well as it is misspelled. But at level 1, she gets extra 3% hit, and then an extra 3% crit, and then at level 2, 4, 4, and at level 3, 5, and 5. So good crit and hit. I mean, I don't doubt she's missing any of her hits, so I think that's a bit of a waste, but you know, the crit's always nice. Now for her exclusive equipment, Fire Bounce. At level 1, final damage up 3%, level 2, attack up 20%, level 3, HP up 25%. Now at E30, level 4, Zhao's normal attack is now replaced with Fire Bounce, dealing magic damage equal to 100% attack, and if the target has a burn mark on them, then the attack will then bounce to the nearest target, and each additional bounce will increase the damage by 50% attack, and then attacking up to 4 units at most. If the target is not under a burn mark, then the attack will not bounce. Now at level 5, each bounce increases the damage by 100% and up to 6 targets, and at level 6, each bounce increases the damage up to 300% and attacking up to 8 targets. So this is a lot of compounding damage. Not only is her attack stat normally just massive, as well as you're also going to be focusing it to increase it. So every time, especially at E50, you know, this is going to potentially wipe an entire team if she does able to get it cast, which I think won't happen until turn 3, because first turn will be her normal skill, second will then be her ultra skill, and then third turn will be this EE. So this EE is not required you to get, because most teams are going to be wiped by turn 2 anyway. But if she does manage to stay alive as well as the enemy, then this skill is absolutely busted. Next is her UR skill, or also known as her SSR plus skill, Melodic and Tuneful. At level 1, while an ally is under Fever, Zhou has a 50% chance to use Phoenix on Fire once, so she will then also use her Ultra skill again, but it's really nerfed compared to the Japanese version. This skill should be, she will use it regardless. There's no 50% chance, it's 100% chance, and then it's every ally who is under Fever. So Carmen can get Fever, Prometheus, who is the next unit, is going to also have Fever, and then Takada is also going to be a future fire unit that's supposed to come out. All of these 3 girls have the Fever status, and therefore have the option to proc Zhao's Ultra skill and this SSR plus skill. So maybe the translation's weird, and if you had, let's say, Prometheus and Carmen, and they both turned into Fever, does this proc Zhao's skill twice? Who knows? We'll see. In the future, we'll see crazy teams just absolutely wipe just by proccing Zhao's Ultra skill 5, 3 times, you name it, right? But this skill and combination with Prometheus in the future, which is why the combination of them is so dangerous, is this skill alone is her ability to then repeatedly cast her Ultra skill on turn 2 and so forth, just absolutely board wiping if she doesn't die before then, right? Last but not least, for her kit, we're going to build her badges and runes. We're going to go crit for the badge and attack for the badge. You can give her speed, but it is not necessary, because she should survive any attack, survive any initial attack for her to be able to use her Ultra skill, and then therefore proc like future ones, right? But you really want to get the crit just so she's doing insane amount of damage with her Ultra skill anyway, and then attack to buff everything else about her kit. And then for runes, we're going to go then 2 red, 2 orange to get that 50% attack buff. And then we're going to go no speed, just going to go HP, attack, and then 2 crits on the bottom runes. And yeah, that sums it up. So overall, we're going to build her very, very like sharp. Go straight DPS. You do not need to make her quick. The extra 100 speed on her SSR plus skill is enough to keep her, you know, meta. You can give her speed if you want, you know, but it is not necessary. Just pump up that damage even more so than she already has. The goal is to kill the enemy completely before they have a shot to like kill you, right? You should most matches in the mid to high gameplay end within turn 2 or turn 3 anyway, so longevity isn't the matter. It is deal the most amount of damage the quickest possible. Now, with her kit explained in my analysis on those skills, if you haven't read my mind already, she is like one of the strongest units in the game currently. And then she's just going to get even stronger when her UR form comes out, no brainer. And then when Prometheus comes out, I do not have Carmen like strong enough yet to really slot her in to get that fever, as well as you really need to stack a lot of burn marks to get Carmen's fever status to like a proc. So that's not really reliable. However, Prometheus is able to get her fever status within turn 2, I think either at 3-star or 4-star. I'll make the call out when I do the Prometheus video in 2 weeks. But without that, in terms of like weaknesses, it's just she doesn't have any defense mechanisms. The only thing she's got is her SSR stats. She's just very, very tanky in that she has a ton of health, more so than the other normal Season 1 girls do. But if another Zhou fights her, or if a Carmen, you know, counters her, she can get lit up really, really quickly. So that is the worry there. Carmen is a very good counter to her, just in the fact as long as Carmen doesn't die and that Carmen has a high EE, your Zhou is probably going to get lit up if Carmen didn't immediately get wiped due to her ultra skill, Zhou's ultra skill, right? Zhou is also very weak to frost teams, right? As soon as she's frozen, you know, there's nothing you can do about it. She is going to get, you know, chopped up by Chiome possibly, or Shibata, you never know, right? So keep that in mind when you're going, when you're attacking, but typically, you know, higher level guys are going to have Carmen with her, so that shouldn't be fine. I mean, that should be fine. But definitely the new fire team is crazy powerful, to say the least. And then we'll only get even more crazy when Prometheus comes out. But yeah, so overall, you do need to, if you want to roll for her, you get her to 6-star. If you cannot roll for her, you collect her, you know, you grab the 80, you grab the 200, and you move on, but you do not slot her in. She will do a lot of damage for the earlier guys, but in terms of like, she's a glass cannon without that SSR plus skill. So that is that is some words of warning right there, right? But overall, you know, spend your money wisely. This anniversary event sucked, so you know, don't go spending out the wazoo. The other one, the semi-anniversary, you know, you would get you'd get well rewarded for spending a lot of money. But they really dropped the ball on this. So at least Zhou and Prometheus are here to break the meta once again and to break everyone's wallets. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the review. If you guys liked it, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I will catch you guys next time. Take care.